Hello everyone, welcome to Conquer Learning, which is a YouTube channel for Paddai exam prep. I'm Lakshmi Kushwaha, your educator for Human Resource Management and Labor Legislation. This video is very important for those students, those aspirants who are currently preparing for Assistant Labour Commissioner 2023 exam. And you must all be aware that notification is out. 20 August is the date when this exam is going to happen. With this notification, UPSC has also updated the syllabus for Assistant Labour Commissioner 2023. What is this video all about? What I am going to discuss in this video is, since the syllabus is updated, there are number of the changes which have been made. Many things have been newly added, many things have been removed. So there would be a detailed discussion in this video where I will be letting you know that what you have to study and what you have completely leave. So if you're first time seeing my video on this channel, please subscribe. You can join the Telegram group and download the Paddai exam prep app. So without any delay, let's start. So one by one section, I would let you know what are the new things or the changes which have been updated into the syllabus. The first A, under the heading of A, it is constitutional provisions relating to labor. Now, many of the students are really having the confusion. What is this? Do we need to study the Indian Constitution? Do we need to go through the complete Indian Constitution in the detail? So no, as you have noticed here that it is specifically saying related to the labor. So the constitutional provision, Indian constitutional provisions, which are specifically talking about labor, which are the provisions related to labor. Under this, they have specified the 3 points where you have to focus. Labor, where it falls. So concurrent list, Indian constitution defines 3 lists under the schedule 7. So concurrent list is one of them where labor is a part of the concurrent list. So with respect to this concurrent list, what all matters related to labor are covered in this. Basis of this concurrent list, what all the legislation have been enacted by the Indian government. Then significant of fundamental right, relation to worker, employer, industry, and significance of DPSP also you have to study here. Now, for this, first and foremost thing that you need to know is you have to completely in detail read the fundamental rights and complete detail DPSP, that is Directive Principles of State Policy. Once you have a complete detailed conceptual knowledge of these two topics, then only you would be able to understand the significance, how fundamental rights are important for workers, employer and industry. So for that, you need to be very clear about fundamental rights. For this, you can refer the book Lakshmikant, right? Then states obligation under, as I said, you need to study directive principles. So directive principles of state policies are nothing but a guideline which are given to a state. So government has the obligation that it would be framing the rules, laws, regulations, policies, keeping directive principles into the mind and making sure that no fundamental right is affected. So you have to study here what are the welfare and the social security provisions or the legislations which are framed by the government and what are the obligations of the state or the government for the same. And specifically, it is a special obligation to promote rights of working women and children. See, when you are going to study fundamental right and DPSP, analytically understanding fundamental rights and directive principles of state policy is very important to understand how this particular two things are specifically promoting welfare, specifically promoting social security, and specifically promoting the rights of women and children. So all this is to be covered. And yes, if the question is again, do you need to study complete Indian Constitution? No. If they wanted, UPSC wanted you to go through the complete Indian Constitution, they must have mentioned the term Indian Constitution, which they have removed. So for example, I have just given an example of a slide of my classes, my course. This is like constitutional provision, union list. So what all entry, concurrent list, what all entry. So first and foremost thing, labor jurisdiction. In Indian Constitution, where do labor fall? So where is the labor falling? In the concurrent list. Other than concurrent list, are there any other provisions which are present in union list and the state list specifying the labor's provisions? So you need to be aware of that as well. So what is the state list dealing with? What are the matters into concurrent list? What are the matters into union list? And what are the legislations associated to it which have been brought into enforcement or existence in country? Right, these 2 points as it is given here, I have written here that this is very, very important. Such all, so there is an 98 pages notes for this particular constitutional provision, including all these 3 points in detail, specifically making you understand in an easy language that what all article deal with women's, what all article deal with children, what all article deal with social security, what all article deal with the worker. So that is available on the Paddai app under the ALC course. Another thing, industrial relation under Part B, Trade Union Act, Industrial Employment Act, and Industrial Dispute Act. This is IR. This is coming under IR, industrial relations. So you have to be very thorough about this laws, legislations. Sections are important. Sections for this law is important. Section for this important. And now the question here arises, do you need to study the industrial relations theories, approaches and theoretical background? Yes, very, very important. Anyways, because these laws are based on certain theories, are based on certain law, certain background. So you need to study the approaches and theories as well. Social security. Now, social security's laws, you can say the theories, types. Yes, you have to study the types. You have to study the theories associated with social security, the schemes which are being followed in our country, latest schemes associated with the social security, what are the different type of social security, who is the administration authority responsible in each kind of the social security legislation. So this all comes under social security. You have to be very thorough about it. Labor welfare. Now you can see we have studied that in India labor legislation can be divided into 4 categories: protective, or you can call them as preventive, then you have welfare, then you have social security, then you have your protective, your welfare, social security and IR, that is your regulative. So now welfare, when we talk about the labor welfare, it has got different legislation which is about talking about welfare. Now the preventive or protective legislations are also having the welfare provisions, like your Factories Act, though it is preventive in nature, it has got welfare provisions. So remember, this laws you have to go through it in detail, but specifically making sure that what are the welfare provisions given under this legislation. So this is again very important. Then, and very, very important thing that has been separately added is building and other construction. So what are health, what are welfare provision under this? Then your building and other workers welfare SEZ Act. This is again very important. So what is SEZ Act? A simple understanding for you. This is again an associated with building and other construction work only. So it is an Indian legislation which is established to mechanism for collection of cess. Now what is a cess? It is a kind of a tax. This is a tax which is collected by the employers, those who are involved in construction industry. And this tax or the cess is usually used for welfare, social security of the building worker. Now few of these sections I have mentioned here, but it is little bit you can say consisting of number of these sections, around 15 sections are there which you have to study them in detail. So building and other construction may you need to remember the important sections as well. Then wages and bonus, payment of wages, minimum wages, payment of bonus. Now, so payment of wages, minimum wages act, bonus act. Do you have to study equal remuneration? It's not mentioned yet. So do you have to? Yes, of course you have to study this. Why? When you are going to study this labor code, the wages code 2019 has got the provision for equal remuneration. So if you are not aware what were the earlier provisions under Equal Remuneration Act, how would you understand these codes? Another very important thing that has been added, new labor codes. Now, do you need to study this in detail? Yes, specifically you should be very much aware of difference between the new codes and the old legislations. It would be very good if you go through them in detail. Now in detail, do you need to remember the sections here? No, you would be requiring to remember the chapters. You need to remember those sections which has been the latest amendment, like section number 14 under the IR, Industrial Relation Code, talk about recognition of trade union. This is the new which is being added in IR code. Why? Because our Trade Union Act does not have got recognition, you can say provision. Recognition of trade union provision is not present in Trade Union Act 1926. This is being newly added by IR code. So you need to remember the section which is being newly added. Then trade union movement, here you need to study history, here you need to study theories, here you need to study not approaches, theories, history, Trade Union Act, types, classification, everything about the trade union, right from the colonial rule till up till date. General mental ability, current events which are of national and international importance. So this is what the syllabus is all about. Now, anyone who wish to study from me, I have an course called ALC course with an updated syllabus. Here we would be doing the PYQs as well. This PYQs will be with the detailed solution and you will be getting a real time practice. So just like in the exam, you're sitting for the exam and giving the test, in the similar fashion, this PYQs would be given to you and with the detailed solutions for each. So there would be live and recorded sessions completing everything, updated syllabus. Price is this. You can use the code Lakshmi ALC to get the discount over it. Now, this is how when you download the Paddai app, you can see this course. Under this course, this is an overview, detail of it. This is under content, the live classes which have been completed till now. Then under content, mock test, PYQs, notes. Okay, so new, these notes are, you can say cumulative, together notes available for you. Now, in another folder on the app itself, there is a new ALC syllabus where I have already uploaded the content for as per the new syllabus. So you can see constitutional provision, industrial relation code, codes of wages. So there are number of the notes which have been updated. So anyone who wish to enroll for this course are most welcome. And I tried to explain you what you have to study in this syllabus. Any doubt, any question, any query, you can ask me in the comment section. In this session, I have not discussed about the eligibility and all because now it's too late to discuss about it, right? You already have filled the form. It's the time to study hard. Now, the link of the app would be given in the description section. You can just download the app. You can join the Telegram group as well, right? So that was the session for the day. That was the information about the updated ALC syllabus. Thank you so much.